Well, good Monday morning, everybody. It is September 13th, and today we are going to finish the first chapter of John's Gospel. We're going to look at verses 43 to 51. And yes, I don't have my normal t-shirt and cap on today because I have to do a funeral here in a little bit for Beverly Vanderheiden, who was living down south of here, but who grew up here. And Joan Schaefer told me she was her best friend in high school. So our sympathies to the family, and our sympathies to Joan and all the rest of her friends that are here in Lake City. So that's why I am dressed a little nicer than normal for my Monday morning in my office. But with that, let us go ahead and finish up John's Gospel, or chapter 1, of John's Gospel. We're a long ways from finishing the whole thing. We're looking at, again, verses 43 to 51. And this is Jesus calling Philip and Nathanael. So, the next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him about whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus, son of Joseph, from Nazareth." Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." When Jesus saw Nathanael coming toward him, he said of him, "Here is truly an Israelite in whom there is no deceit." Nathanael asked him, "Where did you get to know me?" Jesus answered, "I saw you under the fig tree before Philip called you." Nathanael replied, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus answered, "Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under the fig tree? You will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Very truly I tell you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man." And of course, Jesus calls himself the Son of Man most of the time, is what he refers to himself as. But here we've got Philip, who grew up in the same town as Andrew and Peter. We assume that he probably knew him. Bethsaida wasn't a big place. Interestingly enough, years and years ago in Omaha, when we were running the Leonardo's, we had a customer who was a very good customer of ours, brought into us. She was involved with the UNO, and UNO was was partnered in an archaeological dig in Israel, in Bethsaida. And she brought in a key that they had unearthed there, or actually a replica of the key that they had found there. And we had to create a shadow box that could be opened and have the original key put into it, because the original key couldn't leave Israel. The Israelite government wouldn't let the original key leave there. So we had to create this shadow box that could have the original key inserted into it and be closed back up, and then was awarded to, and I forget who the dignitary was. But that was kind of an interesting project. So, and of course we did get to see Bethsaida when we were there in Israel. Here Philip has been called by Jesus, and he immediately goes, he is excited, and he goes and sees or finds Nathanael. Now, we don't know where Nathanael's from. We're going to assume he's also from Bethsaida, because he and Philip are good friends, and he runs to find him. Now, Nathanael is also believed to go by the name of Bartholomew, just for informational purposes. Those two are generally equated as being the same individual, Bartholomew and Nathanael. But he goes and talks to Nathanael. Nathanael's a little bit like, "What, does anything good come out of Nazareth?" A little bit of rivalry between these nearby cities. And of course, Nazareth is a small town in Galilee. It's a small place. But Philip's excited. He says, "Come and see." And he gets Nathanael to get up and go to Jesus. And of course, Jesus then does the rest of bringing him on board as one of the apostles. And here we see a model of the way we should go about spreading the gospel. Philip went and started talking to Bartholomew, or to Nathanael rather, about this Jesus, and his excitement created curiosity in Nathanael. And he's like, okay, but he's a little skeptical. So he's not like he was like all on board. He's like, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" That's kind of related to the comments we might get from some of our friends or family. "Come on, what's with this stuff? This Jesus stuff. Come on, give me a break." There is skepticism there. Right? Even Nathanael is definitely skeptical, and Jesus treats that skepticism as being genuine. This is an Israelite in whom there is no deceit. He accepts him. But Philip started talking. He created curiosity in Nathanael, and then he invited him to come and listen. Check it out for yourself. If you don't believe me, come check it out. And then the final thing is he left it up to God. The rest was in Jesus' hand. And that's the model that we really should be looking at. Everyone has a restlessness in them. I think all of us have this desire, this feeling. Even when I claimed to be an atheist myself, there was always that curiosity inside. And that for that we'll go to a quote from Augustine. And Augustine, or Augustine, however you want to pronounce his name. The quote goes like this: because God has made us for himself, our hearts are restless until they rest in him. And I think that's truly the way it is with us. We have this uncomfortable restlessness that many times we don't even realize it until we come face to face with the scripture. But we understand that there's been something missing when we find God. So with that, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go and prepare for the funeral. And please pray for the Vanderheiden family. Okay? Have a very blessed day. Have a blessed week. And please, please, please be a blessing to someone today. Tell them about Jesus. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.